Welcome back, everybody. We are here. We have a great show for you. Oblivion was just announced this morning at 11 o'clock, but you might be listening to this in the future. In that case, we might all be dead already, but I don't know. Just the state of the world. Anyway. We also have the Nintendo Switch. Since we last talked, the Nintendo Switch 2 was also announced. A lot of things have happened since then. Paul Rudd redid his commercial from the SNES days. One of his first acting jobs. He redid for the Switch 2 in the new glory of the Switch 2. It was pretty cool. I wonder if he wore a wig. It looked like he did. I think he did. To make him look like his old self.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it was a wig. Other than that, though, we have been doing lots of things and stuff and recording videos, and there's a new one up on the channel right now with a new printer, the S1, the Cobra S1 Combo. It's a cool video. If you're into 3D printing, go check it out. And if you're on the fence of getting the S1, the Cobra S1, check it out as well. So far, it's been a great printer. And it's a good deal. So it's going to take you some time to get a hold of one if you want to get a hold of one, because they're on like crazy backwater. But yeah. But granted, not everybody's going to go ahead and buying that printer anyway. It is a cool $600 or a little over that actually now. It's actually,
cool $600.
It's actually more than that. That was when I bought it. It's gone up to back up to $800, $900. It was the first adopters who got the deal. But yeah, got the deal. But yeah, with all the bells and whistles and stuff. But yeah, go check that out. We are going to be we're doing more and more like tech computer-ish videos, build videos, restoring computer videos, kind of things. We're going to be doing a PC build this Friday. So branching out a little bit, trying to see what really works, I guess, what it really comes down to. But anyway.
But I want a flat box with a joystick.
I'm going to fucking... I'm telling you. People. Learn what 3D space is, please, first, before you comment. Please. Just know that we're in a 3D environment. Please. Things have mass. Things have form.
No, they don't.
Things have volume.
No.
Jesus fucking Christ.
You're wrong.
Oh, I get so annoyed. The
mass of Nate's failure.
The first couple times
multiplied by the size of Nate's failure.
The first couple times I saw that comment, I was like, okay, whatever. Then I kept on seeing it. I'm like,
the mass of Nate's failure.
I couldn't face palm harder. Like, really? And I like the fact that other people are chiming in and calling people like, listen, that's not possible. Like, what? That's not gonna happen.
Well, we don't have much time to bullshit.
Anyway, what have we been doing? Because the one thing we've been doing, we started a squad since we've been playing PUBG since it launched, but we hadn't played in years. Then we started playing, and we made a squad called the Goot Squad.
Some of us just aren't goots enough to be on it, but I won't name names.
Oh.
And what is it? Twice now we won 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Was it only 2?
I thought we almost won 3 in a row with the last time. We got 2 in a row, and then got hacked by the last guy.
Oh, okay.
Did we?
And I think I could be wrong.
I can check the records.
I can check. I think we hit 3 in a row again.
Records. We have a clan record.
Yes, we do.
Like an archive.
Yeah, I also have
usually how many times Nate's blown a kill, but
I also have a fucking hard drive like stupid full right now with fucking replays.
Oh Jesus!
But yeah, so yeah, it takes up a lot of data, but it is what it is. Yeah. But I can see everything, and I can tell you, there's a lot of cheaters.
Oh yeah,
there's a lot of cheaters. Yes. When you can just pick anybody and watch them run around the map in 3D space and go, oh wow, yeah, he's definitely cheating. Holy shit.
It's literally Vanilla Dirt League aiming through walls.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's crazy. But I don't know. But anyway, what has everybody else been up to? We've been playing PUBG, but what's been everybody individually doing? What are we doing?
Literally, that's it. Dude.
That's it.
Just that and playing World of Warcraft. I haven't worked on any D&D stuff. I'm gonna get back into it. Probably this weekend. After my dentist appointment, I'll get back into building stuff. Got to work on Dark Sun, and I need to get some Cyberpunk stuff done. But we won't be playing again for another 2 months or so anyway.
Yeah. You know it's going to be like that meme I sent you when then everything ramps back up. You shot my dog. What do you mean I shot your dog? When did I do that?
Yeah.
I don't even know your name.
The thing with Cyberpunk is that we ended the current arc, so the only thing people need to remember is that we're on our way to Mars. Or, in the words of the immortal Arnold Schwarzenegger, we're get the ass to Mars.
Jesus. I don't know.
So
stop wiggling.
In Cyberpunk, no one's been paying attention to the story of Cyberpunk anyway, so who gives a fuck what's going on?
Okay.
I mean, not Cyberpunk, Wild Arms.
Anyway.
And
It's been a while,
hasn't started yet. Yeah, Dark Sun hasn't started yet, so we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
But eventually we'll be getting into that. That's going to be a streamed one, so people keep their eyes out. Because when we finally get the time and get that going, we're going to attempt to do like a real fucking stream of it.
I've just been playing PUBG, and once in a while I'll play some Cyberpunk.
Oh, yeah.
But other than that, I haven't really been doing anything. Just work at home because we had a lot of stuff going on last week.
Oh.
So,
Yeah.
the reason we haven't had a podcast in a while.
Yeah. What else we do?
Made some videos. Well,
We did.
Yeah.
We did make some videos.
Made some videos. We got another one coming up, like you said.
We got a couple shorts out. We got 3 or 4.
There's a
shorts
handful of shorts we need to make because we got some new stuff for the phones.
Yes, we got. Yeah, you got some new gear because we're going to PAX on the 8th. On Thursday, we're going to the PAX East.
Just one day.
Going to the Packy. That's what my parents used to always say if they went to the liquor store.
Oh,
going to the Packy.
Yeah, that must be a northern thing. I that's what my dad used to say. The Packy.
Yeah, the Packy. I don't know.
There's the liquor store.
No, nobody said the liquor store or whatever.
It's like they're
store.
trying to be incognito by saying the package store or the package.
Well, at some point
you put it in a brown bag. What do you think it is?
Well, everybody call it the package store, but like that's what they used to call it. Even though some places actually there was, I think the one down Hope Valley was actually called Hope Valley Package Store. I think it was, but and then somebody just kept on abbreviating that, and it turned into Packy at some point because someone thought they were being funny, and then that just became the slang. I'm going to the Packy. But now it just sounds so redneck in my head. Just can't drive you up a wall. Oh, anyway. So, other than that, we haven't been doing much. I've been messing around with my 3D printer a whole lot. Using the hell out of that. And it's a great printer. Go buy it.
Printing dildos.
Holy crap.
There's a lot of birds.
There's a lot of birds. Anyway. But the one thing that did happen today at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, that is. Bethesda rolled out the trailer for Oblivion Remastered. So, we're going to go through everything that was added. Well, this is so far from this article anyway. So, Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered revealed it's $50 as of today on PC and Xbox Series X plus
A little
PS5.
excessive for the price, but
And is already on Game Pass. For people who have ever played Skyrim, it's going to be a kind of revelation. So, Elder Scrolls VA Legend is back in fans' help. Yeah. We know that. Thanks, Todd Howard. Yeah, Mr. Todd Howard. Bethesda gave whole Skyrim mod team keys to Oblivion Remastered and made it clear that they have no intention of shutting down our project. Okay, so Sky Oblivion is not going to be affected at all. I guess Todd Howard gave them their blessing. Gave him their blessing. And yeah. So, which is okay.
Yeah, because what they're gonna do is continue overcharging for the special edition of Skyrim that you need in order to play Sky Oblivion.
Oh, well, yeah, but I don't know.
They're charging $40 for this like 20 or 15-year-old game.
Yeah, but if you buy it on
at
Steam,
that point, because even me, I looked and went, oh, it's only $10 more. Maybe I'll just get the official one.
yeah, but it usually goes on the Steam sale. I got mine, I think, like $20 or something like that. On
Oh
Steam
yeah,
sale.
yeah, Steam sale.
Yeah, it hasn't been on Steam sale in a while, and I think because they know it's coming out soon.
Oh, yeah.
Like, let me just put it this way. Todd Howard is not doing any of this out of the kindness of his own heart. The guy's a piece of shit. He's lied multiple times during his things, and Bethesda is not some saint company.
Oh no! I don't think
That's
they
why
are.
That's why they're charging $50 for a. It looks good, but it's essentially a reskin.
Yeah. No, well, not really. No, because it's actually a whole new engine. So they had to build it from the ground up. Actually, they had to literally rebuild the game. So. But no, I ain't gonna give Todd Howard a whole lot of credit because obviously Elder Scrolls 6 is not out yet. But I do have to say he's a little nicer than Nintendo. Nintendo would have said Sky Oblivion dead. Don't even slightly raise your head.
Yeah, but this is the confusion. Hold up, this is the confusion though. They can't. This is what I mean. You got people. You think they're like, oh, we're gonna let them do it. They can't legally stop them because it's a mod, and they made mods legal.
Only if they. Do you have to pay for it?
No.
Do you have to pay for it?
Yes, you have to. No, you don't have to pay for the mod, but you have to own
Okay.
the special edition because the mod's built for the special
Yeah,
edition.
well, yeah, that's not a problem. But as long as you
Okay.
don't have to pay for the mod, then yeah, they can't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they pretend that they're like, oh, we're gonna allow you, we're not gonna shut them down. They legally can't shut them down because it's literally just a mod to Skyrim, which they have legally allowed people to do.
Yeah.
It's just a massive mod. Like people have already not rebuilt, but people have already built like entire continents in mods for Skyrim. So they have no legal grounding to shut down Sky Oblivion. They just want you to think they're being magnanimous about it, whatever the fuck that word is.
Yeah,
But
I know.
they're not.
Yeah.
They can't shut it down.
I don't know. Anyway, so but the thing is though, Bethesda already said for the remaster of Elder Scrolls 4, mods will not be supported.
Well, it's a different. It's a different engine.
It is, yeah, but there's
Because with the what is it?
Unreal Engine 5. What about it?
No, the other engine. The
Cryon?
no,
Not Cryon.
No, I would expect the reason why the mods are not supported is because it's a lot more powerful now, which means the modders could do some crazy shit and make things far better than they can do.
Well, I just know that they're not using the same engine as they were before that let them do the mods in this one.
Well, it's Unreal Engine 5 they're using, so
I know, but the Oblivion used.
Well, I think
and Skyrim used whatever the hell it is called.
They couldn't make it run mods.
Well, I think it was a Cryon engine. I think it was
It's not Cryon. It's something
It's
else.
Creation Engine.
Creation.
That's it. Why am I-
Tap dancing. Ice.
Anyway,
Why didn't you say it the first time I asked, Grim?
No, it's because I was laughing at the fact that it sounded like he was saying crayon wrong.
no,
no.
what used the Cryon engine?
The Cryon engine. Cryon what? Your fucking tits?
No, there's another game
Crisis.
Crisis, that's it.
You couldn't figure out
That's the
Crytek from
Cry
Crisis.
engine.
No.
Cry from. Yeah.
Anyway,
Someone who's supposed to know tech, you know surprisingly little about the tech.
anyway, so
I'm fat and lazy. I know more than you.
it's 125 gigs on PC, remastered. Can fit. What is that? Oh, why the hell is my screen then refreshing? I hate that. 27 of 2009's Oblivion into this one game. That's crazy. The PC gamers seem happy to pay $50 for Oblivion Remastered. It's already the global top-selling game on Steam as of right now. And it only came. Well, this article was written 40 minutes ago. Holy shit! So it's probably really up there now. Todd Howard points to Elder Scrolls 6 as Bethesda reveals Oblivion's Remastered. Obviously, we're working on the 6th chapter. He says, "Everyone can relax." He said, "I guess."
I mean, it's Oblivion. Of course, it's going to do well.
So obviously, and the one thing they don't simply point this but I was looking more. This article doesn't point it out, but they did actually have to build the game from the ground up in Unreal Engine 5. It wasn't just ported. There was no way to port it because those engines don't mix. Because that's the engine they were using to make all those games is a very old engine. and Unreal Engine 5 would not play well with that at all. So they had to rebuild it literally from the ground up, literally remaking Oblivion. So with all new voice actors, they're actually having proper enemy level scaling as well as you progress through the game, which is something
that
modern
would be nice
RPG.
because
Huh?
you know, Skyrim games have always had the same problem. They're fucking easy to break.
Yeah, but if they're
you want
scaling,
to level up? I'll just go and steal shit from an old lady in cave for an hour and get my stealing up to like 1 million, and now I'll be able to, you know what I mean? Like, it's just
it's
easy to break that shit.
Yeah, but if they use the level, if they actually have it scaling with you, and they notice the stat that's really high with you, that's going to raise one of the stats on the enemies if they made it right, which means
well, that's what I just said, dude.
Yeah, so that's going to.
I said they've always been easy to break, so them doing this is a good idea.
Yeah, it's something modern RPGs have, and a long time coming. Something Starfield should have had.
Starfield shouldn't have existed. That's how bad it was.
Anyway,
I'm serious, dude. That game. There's a reason why people call it Fallout reskinned in space.
Well, it's Skyrim reskinned to it anyway in space.
That game was a tragedy of laziness from Todd Howard's team on that one.
Well, the thing is, and I was saying this to a coworker, okay, and I'm really expecting a lot from Todd Howard, especially for this remaster, which I'm probably
Todd. Todd Howard. Yes, Todd Howard bothers me too.
Anyway,
that damn Todd Howard.
So the one thing though, because I probably will end up picking up this because I really liked Oblivion, but. The thing is, ever since, because does anybody know how Todd Howard got into Bethesda?
I don't remember what you said earlier.
Okay. Do you know, Grim?
No, but I also don't care because I'm not like a simp for Todd Howard. I just like Oblivion games.
Okay,
Skyrim games.
So what got him into Bethesda was Morrowind. Mm-hmm. Okay, and ever since then, like Morrowind it's a great game, and then he just kept on like, okay, we have a great system, let's keep on building on that, until he beat it to death. And so I want to jump, like I don't want to feel like I'm playing Daggerfall, okay, people.
Wait, what are you talking about?
I'm completely lost with that one.
Wait, hold up. Yeah, I need to get.
What I mean is, it's been longer between Skyrim.
Wait. You said that what got him into Bethesda?
Morrowind.
No.
What do you mean no? I asked you if you knew, and you said no.
No, I wasn't paying attention, dipshit. He started at Bethesda. The first game he made was Terminator: Future Shock in 1995, and then followed by work as a designer at Skynet, and then Elder Scrolls Daggerfall.
No. I meant it's like one of the lead developers.
He was a lead developer on Daggerfall and then Elder Scrolls Adventures, dude. And then he became project leader.
Or project, whatever it is,
like
whatever,
dude.
whatever,
get your internet facts right.
Whatever put him in charge.
He was in charge when he worked on parts of Daggerfall.
No, I mean like one of the head people at Bethesda. What the hell? What was his title? The reason why I know this because I was watching a small thing on him, and they point this out. That's like what made his career was Morrowind.
Yeah, but you got to be specific. You can't say what got him into Bethesda because then people are like,
no, I mean,
no, he was working there before then.
Of course he was, but I'm saying like one of the top guys. They highlighted that quite a bit. Like, but ever since then, it's like been okay. Morrowind was great. Oblivion's great. Skyrim's great. Okay, guy, we need something new because I don't want to feel so. If Elder Scrolls 6 even slightly feels like Skyrim, that would be like Skyrim feeling like Daggerfall, which is terrible.
No, you're 100% wrong.
How?
The only thing they need to do with Elder Scrolls 6 is fix the combat system and continue building it the same way they do. People like Elder Scrolls games because of what they are. They just need to improve the combat system. It doesn't need to change.
Well, no, that's what I mainly mean is the combat system. Like Skyrim.
You just said they have to change the whole thing.
No, well, okay. what I mean by the whole thing is like the story pacing, the voice acting, the character interaction, stuff like that. Basic
They
stuff
don't have
needs
to change any of that.
Basic stuff needs to update. Like I remember when it wasn't that long ago. I played through Skyrim, and I'm like, this is like the worst story writing I've ever heard ever. This is like terrible.
You mean the game that's like 12 years old?
Yeah, I was like, this is terrible. I'm like, how do you like this?
Are there any other games that are that well built back then?
I was like, yeah, but I'm saying, yeah, but the thing is though, that's what I'm saying. Elder Scrolls 6 is like, if Skyrim felt like Daggerfall when it came out, people would be like, what the hell is this game?
If it felt like Daggerfall, people would lose their shit because Daggerfall was like one of the best games ever made. So if it came out and gave you the feeling of Daggerfall, you'd be like, holy shit, this game's amazing.
Not really. When's the last time you played Daggerfall? I mean, originally, without any
Dude,
mods.
you're talking about two different things. You're not talking. You're saying feeling, but you're talking about two fucking different things. If you mean gameplay wise, it was clunky and junky like Daggerfall, sure. But the feeling you got when you first played Daggerfall was like, holy shit, this is the next level.
No.
So if the next Elder Scroll comes out and gives you the feeling you had when you played Daggerfall, you're gonna go, holy shit, this game's on the next level.
Oh my god! If Skyrim felt like Daggerfall when I loaded it up, I would immediately refund it. I would be like, what did I just pay for? Holy shit!
You're mixing gameplay and the how the game controls and functions versus the feeling you get when you step into something mind-blowing, which was Daggerfall when you first played it.
Yeah, well, but that's not because you're not in that mindset. You're going to compare it to the games that are out at the time that game is launching.
Okay. Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Yes.
Game's great. They're phenomenal. If you update the combat so it's not clunky, any Elder Scrolls game.
Well, no, okay, so people say that about Kingdom Come, okay, and Kingdom Come Deliverance. The combat is not clunky. It seems that way when you start playing it. Did I
say Kingdom Come's combat was clunky? No. I said if you update any Oblivion game to have combat that isn't clunky, it would be on the same level as Kingdom Come.
No, but yeah, but it's Kingdom Come's not. It's not clunky though. That is not a clunky system.
Oh my god!
He's not saying that it's a clunky system. He's saying Skyrim is.
I said for the last time, if you were to update any Elder Scrolls game so that the combat wasn't clunky, it would be on the same level as Kingdom Come. The Oblivion games are great because of all the other shit they do, and they're held back by bad, clunky combat.
Yeah.
If you fix the combat, you don't have to reinvent the wheel for all the other stuff, because all the other stuff they do is already very well done. The story, like Oblivion's story, is better than Skyrim's. I'll give I will not.
Well, yeah, no, that's a given. It's a bigger story too.
But the storytelling is fine in those games. It's just Skyrim's kind of hit and miss when it comes to the storyline in comparison to Oblivion.
To a point.
The Elder Scrolls don't have to change that much, except have better and less clunky systems, and better art, like graphics, obviously.
Yeah.
That's the issue with the Elder Scrolls games: clunky system and UI stuff, like under the hood stuff.
Yeah.
But their system of building the games are fine.
Yeah.
That's why I go back to Morrowind every day. It's outdated, but I still have fun playing the story and shit. Music's always phenomenal.
To a point. I mean, I don't know.
No, Oblivion has better music than Skyrim, but the music is always phenomenal in those games.
Well, yeah, the music is great, but but the thing is though, you go back and play, especially like Skyrim right now, even the remastered, compared to like modern RPGs, and you're like, this is really missing something.
You're not supposed to compare it to modern.
And that's it.
Yeah, but that's the thing is though, and I'm thinking in my head, okay, the next Elder Scrolls or Starfield. When I played Starfield like for a little bit, I'm like, this just feels like Skyrim in space. The system felt just as clunky. And
Starfield was anomaly because it was overall a bad game.
But that gets you worried. I'm like, okay, this game is really clunky.
No, I'm not at all worried. I'm not at all worried because no, you're you are blaming Bethesda for Microsoft.
Microsoft.
And
What?
No, I can explain it. It's very simple. The reason why Starfield was bad, and because it came out before it was nowhere near done and nowhere near baked enough to be great, is because Microsoft bought them and needed a fucking heavy hitter to try and push their dying system. That's why that game was rushed.
That's true, but
You're not getting a rushed Elder Scrolls 6 because they can't save this Xbox. So that will probably be a big release the next time, the next Xbox. And that's 8 years out. How long has Skyrim been out?
since 2011.
They've been working on Elder Scrolls 6 since 2011. And I'm not talking about building it, but they've been planning that shit forever. And they probably went into actual production right after or right before Starfield. And that game won't release until probably 2027.
Some people think
So
30.
Yeah, the point is they got a lot of time. It's not going to get rushed. But Starfield got rushed because Microsoft was like, we own Bethesda. We need that game out because it's going to push sales of our system. And they pushed that game out faster than it needed to come out. And before someone says to me, like, well, they were working on it for like 10 years. No, they went into full production on it, and they had like a 4-year production cycle on that game. Like actually building it from ground to release 4 or 5 years. And Elder Scrolls games should take longer than that.
Yeah.
And then they got bought mid-thing and probably had to do extra jumping through hoops. Like, they probably had a bunch of upheaval because of the purchase and all that shit with Microsoft. I 100% blame Microsoft for the Starfield problem. I think they pushed that game and wanted it out faster than it should have come out. Example 2 is that
Definitely.
a year later, when they dropped their first expansion for it, it fixed the majority of what made that game bad. So that leads to me saying, had they had another year, the first release probably would have been pretty damn good.
Maybe. But even
like I said, they fixed almost everything people complained about with the expansion that came out a year later.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's kind of like how World of Warcraft came out broken.
Yeah.
Great, but broken. And then, like, 8 months after that was when, like, maybe not 8 months, maybe like 6, they did, like, a talent overview rework. And they went back and reworked and rebalanced all the classes, and it fixed the entire game after that for classes and everything. Because they had to release 6 months early, they didn't have time to really dive in and fix all that shit in beta. Same thing with Skyrim.
Yeah.
I mean, Starfield.
Yeah. And supposedly, well, it says there's a third-person camera actually available in this game as well.
Yeah. The third and first person.
Yeah. Which is what a lot of people wanted in Skyrim, and then we didn't get it until a mod did it. So.
Oh, yeah, because there was like, why is it in?
Yeah. Well, because it was all weird when you did it. It was all clunky. People had to actually do a whole lot of work to get it to work properly. It was really strange. But I don't know. Well, we'll have to say. Oh, like obviously, I'm a sucker for these goddamn games. But
And also, realistically, I don't think Bethesda's not at the Square Enix point. In other words, they're not at the point where they're going to F up their golden goose like Square did with Final Fantasy. They haven't gotten there yet. They will at one point, but I think Elder Scrolls 6 is going to be like, we're going to spend a long time on this game.
no, okay. So, hypothetically, say, because we know Xbox is releasing a handheld, and we don't know they might be making new hardware. Okay. Okay, and they want to get a leg up. Okay. And they want to release a new Xbox, say like next year or something like that, and Elder Scrolls still has like 3 years in production. And there
have been rumors that it might drop in 2026. If we don't know how long they've been building the game, they could have been building it for longer than I've estimated, because they've had 12 years since like Skyrim came out.
Well, no,
who knows?
Well, no. So Elder Scrolls 6 is being made in obviously Unreal Engine 5. That's what Todd Howard confirmed after this trailer launch.
So who knows? They could have started production as soon as Unreal Engine 5 dropped.
Yeah. So, which is, yeah. So, but I mean, saying hypothetically, because Microsoft does own them, say if Xbox pushes out new hardware and they say, hey, Bethesda, we need your grand title and we need it like in 2 months. It needs to be done.
Yeah, but then they're going to have to rush it.
All right. And number one, they won't do that because it's not how Microsoft is working anymore. Microsoft has given up on winning any kind of console setup. So they're not going to they're not forcing it out to sell consoles unless they plan on going back on their policy of no longer exclusive, which again would be impossible because if they did that to Elder Scrolls, they would sell like 1 million copies. Because the majority of those games sell on PlayStation and PC.
Well, yeah.
So you're looking at a situation where they would never rush it out because it makes no sense. It's not going to push hardware sales. People are not going to buy. If they rushed it out, people would just get it on PC and PlayStation when it came out, and it wouldn't push any kind of hardware sales.
Yeah.
Unless they make it exclusive to the system.
Well,
as for the handheld, that thing's dead in the water. Anybody at Microsoft that thinks that thing's going to succeed is brain damaged.
Like, obviously, there's a lot of PC players that obviously love the Elder Scrolls games because that's where they first played it. Elder Scrolls games. And obviously it's doing really well on Steam right now. It's obviously the #1 seller. But I'm wondering how much the Xbox Game Pass is affecting the sales on this remaster.
Well, realistically, this is going to sound like a backhanded slight, but not at all, because everybody's buying it on PC and PlayStation, and the people not buying it are the people who have it on Game Pass, right?
Yeah.
But the people playing games on Game Pass are fucking fractional compared to the amount of people playing games in general. They may have 25 million. Think about this. You have to cut things down. So, like, for example, Sony has 80 million PlayStation 5s, all right? Of that 80 million PlayStation 5s, when the next God of War comes out, 10 million of them will play it. Even though it will be one of the biggest games ever released, maybe 10 million will play it. So you look at that with other numbers and you go, all right, so Game Pass has 30 million subscribers. Not every single one of those subscribers will play the game, right? So the remaster is probably going to garner 10% of them, maybe 15% of the people who play on Game Pass. So that means you're probably going to have maybe 2 million people play it on Game Pass. And I'm not saying this to talk shit. I'm saying, like, you always have to break fan bases up. Not everybody who plays Xbox is a hardcore Skyrim fan. So even if they release it on Game Pass, not everybody who owns Game Pass is going to pick it up and go download it to play it.
Yeah.
That's just the reality of anything. And it could apply to anything. You know,
I just paid Madden, bro. Madden all the way, bro.
Like, you put the new God of War on PlayStation Plus, and it's still only going to be a fraction of the number of people who own PlayStation Plus that will play it, because only a certain amount of people enjoy that type of game. Mm-hmm. So, realistically, it's just going to do regular numbers. It's the same thing's going to happen that happened with Starfield and what happened with, like, Indiana Jones. And that is, it's not going to push any real, like, substantial increase in Game Pass numbers.
No.
But the hardcore people who love Oblivion will buy this game. It's not going to hurt its sales that much because nothing was selling on Xbox beforehand. So they're, again, maybe they lose a million sales, but they'll make that up on PC on PlayStation.
Maybe.
If this was 15 years ago, 20 years ago, in the 360 era, and you said, "Oh, this game's coming out for free on 360," yeah, they'd lose like 5 or 6 million sales because there was a base buying games back then, but nobody's buying games on that system right now, so it's not going to hurt the sales at all.
Yeah, I just wonder because I only have one.
Nobody's rushing to Game Pass. Like, I'm cheap; I can't afford anything. Do you see me signing up to Game Pass right now so I can play it this weekend? No.
Well,
I'll just get it when I can afford it.
Yeah, I have one coworker though that is played through all the Elder Scrolls games, and has bought every single one. And I asked him, and he said, "Yeah, I'm playing on my Game Pass." So
and he's rushing home to play right now.
You anecdotally know one person.
I'm just saying he's one person.
He's diehard enough to to still have Game Pass, which is a testament to either how poor he is or how insane he is.
I know Ridge is too.
Well, no, he just like what he said to me before. He said he likes just checking out like random games. So
no, I get the justification, but you know where I stand on Game Pass. Day one hurts the developer. They don't make any money off the game. Microsoft makes all the money, and they transfer all of the money that would be made from you selling your game to them, because now they're only giving a fraction of that money to you. For every subscription you generate, they give you a couple bucks, versus your game blowing up and selling 1 million copies and you getting 40-50% of that.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying. Okay,
it's bad for developers.
Granted, I was just calling him Tard Howard, but I do want to. I want to make sure myself personally, even though I have my own gripes with Bethesda and Todd Howard, I do think if they actually did build this game from the ground up with Unreal Engine 5, they do deserve the money. You know what I mean? They're trying to get for it.
Well, my point is all devs deserve the money for the game that they're selling.
Yeah.
Whether if you don't like it, if you don't want it, and you think it's crap, that's fine. But these devs they don't deserve to be in a box where they don't have a choice, and somehow unplanned. It's unplanned. Microsoft did not plan for people to not be able to sell games on their system. But now, because nobody will buy games on their fucking system, somehow they have made this walled garden where developers have no choice when releasing a game on their system but to give up sales for a small payout to put their game on Game Pass.
Yeah, it's really to be seen. But, I don't know.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, the smaller developers who can't afford, that need the money and need sales, are like, well, we'll take the guaranteed money from Microsoft and put it on their day one. Sure, we're losing out on the chance of sales on that system, but at least it gives us a little bit of money to function while we hope we're a hit on another system. Nobody, I don't care what any developer comes out and champions the bullshit, nobody is fucking happy that they're fucking getting $2 a download versus $40 a sale of their game.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Like, you can't tell me you're happy about that unless you thought your game was going to bomb, and now you're making some money off of it. That's embarrassing.
Anyway, so that's Oblivion. I'll probably end up buying it because I'm a sucker and I want to see what they did. See if Oblivion is really better in Unreal Engine 5. If the combat is better. But
I hope so, dude.
We'll have to see. But let's get into the one thing I want to talk about also. So the Switch 2 was announced since we last talked. There's a lot of things that have happened since then, obviously, with the whole launch of the Switch and the pre-orders and all that stuff. We won't get into that. But I want to get into the specs and what people think. So we have new Joy-Cons, completely new Joy-Cons that magnetically connect, which is really, really cool. The screen is an LCD screen. It's 1080p, HDR10 support, 120 hertz. It's a custom NVIDIA processor, 256 gigs, Wi-Fi 6, which is really cool. And obviously you can output 4K 3840 by 2160 to the TV, which is really cool. And this is they can do this mostly because the dock actually has an active cooling system, which if the Switch had that, they could have actually upgraded they could have at least had it maybe like 2K on the dock for the original Switch, but they never put active cooling on the dock. So this is something they saw in hindsight and actually did, which is really cool.
How does that work when most people that play these games are not playing on a monitor for the 1440p? Does it convert? Does 1440p work on a 4K TV?
I'm sure it would. Yeah.
It wouldn't look awkward or anything.
It shouldn't. No. Yeah, no. It would. Most TVs have proper scaling and stuff nowadays.
All right.
It would work fine. Which is
because it says supports 120 when you do 1080 or 1440. So
yeah. So and obviously,
I don't really care about the specs. I care about the games that will come out on it.
And it supports linear PCM outputs with 5.1 channel.
just not that important when it comes to Nintendo hardware.
Obviously, it has a built-in microphone with noise cancellation echo, so it's obviously a
And the dumbest
condenser
voice fucking
Yeah.
thing I've ever heard of.
Yeah, so everybody was wondering what the C button was. That's the chat button. The lovely
Don't you have
chat.
to pay for that shit?
No, so the way it's working is you don't have to. The chat service and the share screen service is completely free for a year.
Oh Jesus.
Okay, so you have to pay for it.
No, well, no. When you first buy the
No,
Switch,
stop. If it's only for a year, you have to pay for it.
well, no. So what it
It's
is?
just at the end of a year, you have to pay for it.
So it's part
Don't
of.
try to sugarcoat it, Nate.
It's part of the Nintendo. So I pay for Nintendo Online already. It's going to be part of that package I already pay for. So that's what it's going to be included with it.
So $50
care.
a year.
The only
I
difference
don't
is
care. Stop defending it.
so the only difference is you can use the chat function and share screens, but you won't be able to play multiplayer games together because you actually have to pay for the Nintendo Online service to pay for that. But you can still share your screen and share whatever one player game you're playing on the screen.
Hey,
So
Well, the thing
this is
I'm
what
concerned
annoys me, Bazinga.
Yep.
If I told him that the new Xbox made you pay to play free-to-play games online and use microphones,
Well, they used to.
he would be calling them shit.
They used to.
Yes,
All of them did.
But if I said that the voice chat was put behind a paywall, he'd be flipping out right now. Only because it's Nintendo, he's fine with them putting voice
It
chat
is behind a paywall on freaking PlayStation.
it is on all
Xbox.
this. So and I did.
No,
And I
it's
did.
not. I can have no. I can get. I don't have to have access to PlayStation Online, their online service, to have voice chat and talk to people. Sure, if I'm playing an online game, but I can
Yeah, that's what
voice
I'm talking
message anybody I want on there for free and talk to them.
Oh yeah.
And free-to-play games, you don't have to pay anything to do.
Well, yeah, but
My point is, if I turn
What are you
on the
playing,
Switch
Fortnite?
2, let's say, I can play PUBG on there for free.
oh yeah,
Yeah, but actually-
any
I
free-to-play
forgot
game.
that PUBG's on there.
Yeah, but you
my
can't.
po-
You
my
can't.
point is-
you can't go online though. You have to pay for the online service. I remember.
No, you fucking don't. If you want to play they are free. You can play free-to-play games without a subscription on PSN, and you can do it on Xbox now too.
Yeah, now you can. Before you
And
couldn't.
again, that's not what I'm saying to you is if I got on my Switch 2 and I said I want to have a conversation with Bazinga while I'm playing the solo game, I can't bring him up unless I'm paying for their fucking online service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't need to pay anything to have voice chat on PlayStation or Xbox.
Yeah, but that's I don't know. I don't
No,
use that.
there is no. You're just defending it because it's Nintendo, Nate.
I-
This is a scummy thing that you can't use voice chat without fucking paying. Is a scummy thing. Period. I'm getting the new Switch. I'm excited to play new Nintendo games. You can admit it's a scuzzy fucking thing, dude.
Yeah, but
They're like
but,
2 years behind the industry again.
Yeah, but I personally think though it's scummy for PlayStation and Xbox to charge people to even go online at all to play a multiplayer
What
game.
the hell do you think Nintendo's doing?
I know
They already
Nintendo-
do that.
No, I know they do that. But I'm saying at the core though, I was strictly against it. I remember because PlayStation launched, right?
Yeah.
When they first went online, it was completely free.
Yeah.
Through was it GameSpy? Because I used to play SOCOM online. It was completely free. And then after it was out for a year, all of a sudden, nope, it's now behind a paywall.
So what you're saying is because they did it, it's okay for Nintendo to do it?
No, I'm saying at the core, if you're asking me personally, if I think any of this company, I think personally any company, any council
Then
charge.
why the hell are you defending a next level scummery? It's like a scumbag breaks in your house and steals a candy bar, and you're like, I don't like that. But then he steals $500 from you, and you're like, I don't like that. But that other guy stole a candy bar, so I guess I'm gonna be okay with it. Like it's all scuzzy, dude. Just fucking say Nintendo's scuzzy.
Do it.
You won't because it's Nintendo.
Do
That's
it.
my point. If Microsoft said they were charging people to talk online, you would be shitting all over them.
I do because they charge people to play games online. So I already am.
But you're not shitting on Nintendo for charging people to talk.
Oh my god. Yeah,
Do
they
you
are.
understand? They're
Yeah.
both scuzzy things. They both can be shit on.
Yeah. But the thing is, though, I'm not going to randomly talk. I'm only going to talk to somebody online on my
And they're also charging $90 for their games.
$80.
pretty fucking scuzzy, dude. It's already scuzzy that it went up to 6 to 70, but them jumping over everybody and going to 6 to 80.
Yeah, but
pretty fucking scuzzy.
That's only the beginning, though. It is almost like there's a bunch of rumors coming out that when GTA 6 launches, it's going to be $100. Now they're saying
Okay,
$100.
It was 80.
Okay.
$100.
Okay.
$100.
Hang on, because he's doing the whataboutism bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean that Nintendo isn't scuzzy for doing it.
Oh yeah, no, I know that. But I'm saying though
But you're not saying it.
But that's only the beginning, though. You wait.
Well, yeah, but because they're starting it, Xbox and PlayStation are going to follow suit.
Of course they will.
Because they're doing it.
The point is, your response to me saying that wasn't, yeah, that's fucked up, Nintendo, and these other people might do it. Your response was to cover for them by saying other people might do it.
Yeah. No, Nintendo is already like, what was the game that went to 70? I think it was a Rockstar game.
And also, I'll point out, and I love Nintendo games, but Nintendo games are not of the fidelity quality that makes you think their games cost that much to develop. Like, in other words, the next Mario Kart, as great as it will be, probably has a budget that is 40% of the next God of War, and they're going to charge $80 for that game.
No, that's
It is a scuzzy move. Nintendo realizes that they are the dog in this market now because nobody has a handheld that can compete, and they're going full dickhead with it.
And Nintendo's games never go down in price.
I enjoy it. I'm getting a new Switch, but it needs to be called out that they're getting real low. And again, they're 2 years behind on their online, and yet they have the nerve to charge for all this stuff where they're still a mile behind.
And the camera thing. They showed how terrible it is.
Oh yeah, the camera looks terrible.
Like I don't know. Maybe it gets better over time, or maybe that's what it looks like with a terrible internet connection. I don't know, but if that's what it is,
no. The resolution's resolution's like 240 by something. It's super low.
I'm not even talking about the resolution though.
Yeah, but
I'm talking about all in their video commercial. It was stuttering.
Yeah, that's how it's going to be.
2 frames a second.
That was confirmed. That's how it is.
That's ridiculous. How did they even do that?
Yeah, why?
Our phones can do better than that.
I know.
Why is that feature even in it?
Yeah.
Like, who cares? You don't need a camera. Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know, dude. Just give me good games, and I'll buy it and play them as I can when I have the money to do so. But I'm not some ride or die for this scuzzy bullshit. The game industry itself has become pretty disgusting as of over the past few years, with AAA titles being pure shit, games released in pure shit. It's it's just the way it is.
Well, the thing that bugs me about that is we got like equivalent of like kind of AA games, like obviously from Larian Studios, which end up producing a game that's like beyond scope and scale for a AAA game.
Yeah.
And the same thing with Path of Exile 2. Like, it's way beyond what a AAA title could do. And all they can say on social media is, you can't expect that from us. You guys have way bigger of a team.
That's the
How
funny
can we
part.
not expect that from you?
These bad developers with a budget 7 times the size of every other game are like, you can't expect every game to have that detail. How so? You have a million fucking people working at your studio. Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a Black Samurai. Yeah, and it's shit, and the game's shit, and he's shit.
You caused
like
You
shit.
made a shit game.
Tastes like shit.
You caused people in Japan to protest you. That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Fucking Kingdom Come 2. Dude, Kingdom Come 2 was not a game with a massive goddamn budget, and it's fucking way better than most games out right now.
But the thing I was there, Kingdom Come, I want another RPG developer to start trying to use their mechanism, their system, because I think it's brilliant. Because the idea that you start off as like a peasant pretty much that can't wield a sword or fight, and you have to learn it, and your mechanics and stuff get better as that progresses. That is a brilliant
Sounds like they
system.
got that idea from, I don't know, Need for Speed Underground or Tiger,
Well, no,
Tony Hawk
because,
Underground. You start as a nobody.
No, because
I mean literally the controls are shit.
See, that's the thing.
I know.
Hey,
yeah,
you're mixing it up, Bazinga, because those games had the shell of your nobody, but you could still perform the stuff and do this abilities and stuff. In Kingdom Come, you get a weapon and your guy literally can't swing it well, and you fucking are clunky as hell.
Yeah.
Which is why people are like, "Oh, the combat's clunky as shit in this game."
Oh, I see.
Asshole, you need to spend like the time in the game learning how to wield that sword before you can actually wield that sword.
And then there's games like Chivalry where you have to use the leverage to get the sword to move.
Oh yeah. That's a whole other system.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah,
no.
it takes time to learn how to play that game and to learn how to combo abilities. And it's not because you're memorizing stuff. It's because part of it is like the character itself doesn't have the strength to do that stuff.
Yeah.
As you go along.
And it's a lot more relatable.
Kingdom Come is fucking beautiful. Dude.
So,
that game is great.
What do you think about the mouse controls? Do you think it's a gimmick?
I can't say without trying it because it makes me go, how would that feel?
Yeah,
like
it looks
going
odd.
like this, like no,
it's a thin.
it's gonna be weird.
Yeah,
It's gonna be weird.
It's got the magnetic controller connect.
Yeah,
People are worried about the piece that sticks out, but
I think it'll be fine.
with kids and stuff.
Yeah, they could have done pogo pins.
You got to be careful. Kids
Yeah.
are real stupid these days.
Yeah,
And they use switches.
Yeah, they could have done pogo pins, but I don't know.
C button.
Yeah.
the game chat thing. I don't know. They I don't even think it's necessary.
I'll never play it portable anyway. I never play my Switch portable. Like, I know it sounds stupid, but like, I don't game on the go. I just game when I get home. So why would I play anything?
Who in the hell plays tabletop mode?
I fucking knew it, asshole. I knew you were gonna fucking do that.
What, tabletop mode?
No,
What?
not you, dude.
Tabletop mode, yeah. I don't know. I'm sure.
Now
I think people mostly do that like on vacations and stuff. Use tabletop mode.
yeah, if they're like playing with somebody.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever done. Initiative into Switch exclusive games. They can play compatible Switch 1 games.
It's possible to be the guy with twice my level. Fucking scumbag.
Now, what about the what is it, the digital
Digital what?
the digital game cards?
Okay, what about?
Oh, you mean none of the info's on the cart? No thing?
No, because there's the one where you can share a game with somebody else for 2 weeks,
Yes.
and then there's the other thing where like you own the game but you can still sell it, but you own the digital. It's weird. Of course, I can't find it on the web. It's not on their own website, but
Yeah. Yeah, there is the whole sharing thing because that's one of the big things that a lot of these companies have to like tackle and figure out. How do we allow people to share games again without physical media?
you don't.
Well, no, Steam did.
Virtual game cards.
Yeah, the virtual game cards. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's where you like. Yeah.
You know, they don't want people sharing games, so
Well, yeah, but
don't worry about it.
Steam
because-
just recently changed their policy though. You can share games now with Steam completely. I think with like 14 different people or something like that. It's
Yeah,
like
but
crazy.
only one can play at a time.
No, I know, but you only like it's if you have one physical copy.
Yeah.
You can let someone use that game now and play that game.
Yeah, they've had that for a while though.
But no, it used to be small. It used to be only within like
Oh, like the
fam-
Steam family. Yeah,
But
yeah,
now
yeah.
it's anybody on your friends list.
Yeah,
No.
no, it was never small because you didn't have to prove you were friends or family, dude.
Oh,
So
okay.
anybody could play the stuff, dude. There was
Yeah, but-
nothing small about it. It's been a thing forever.
Yeah, but now they went, okay, let's just open it up. Anybody, you can just lend games out from Steam to anybody. They solved that physical media problem and let people share their digital media, like physical media.
All right.
Where you can't do that with PlayStation. You can't do that with Xbox.
Well, that's what Xbox was trying to do when they started it.
I
but
don't know how to tell
they
you
fell
this,
through
but
that.
you're not going to be able to do it with Steam much longer because as Steam grows and becomes, like, as PC starts to come back and grow, these developers are not going to let them do that anymore. The reason why they let it pass before is because when you're selling for shit on PC,
Well, no, this is something new
No.
that was recently announced by Steam.
No, Friends and Family was always a thing.
No, it was that. I'm saying, though, the newer system that was just announced. It was
It's
like
the same system, dude. I could go to someone I don't know and give them access to certain titles on my damn thing.
No, I know.
Nothing has changed. Did you ever actually use it?
Yeah, we used
Nothing
it.
has changed.
We used it every single time we made a video here.
Yeah,
Well,
nothing
no,
has
you just
ever-
log in.
Nothing changed.
Oh, I did just log in, didn't I? I just log
That's my point. Nothing changed, dude.
Yeah.
At all. You could do the same thing. I could share it with anybody I wanted. They just changed the name of it. It was never different than it was now.
in. Well, you don't have to actually. Yeah, but the difference is you don't have to add them to your friends and family. You can just go ahead here, borrow a game.
You have... Jesus Christ, you can't... You obviously have to add them to a friends list, which is the same goddamn thing as friends and family, dude.
Yeah. Well, no, you can only. I forget what was the limit. The limit towards the family thing. I think it was like 4 or 5 people you could add to it, and that was it. Because I remember mine was I have like 4 or 5 people. I remember there was like a limit on it.
Okay, and this one is like 12 people.
No.
All they did was up the limit.
But in general, obviously what's his face from Valve even pointed out, because they did a whole like live stream about it, and he basically said like this is a problem, and I want people to have that same experience as they did with physical games, to sharing their media.
Again, though, if all they did was up the limit, you can't just share it unlimited.
Yeah, but like still though, that's like
So it's the same thing as it was before.
Yeah,
That's what
they're
I'm
making
tell-
it sound
that's
like
what I'm
it's
trying to tell you.
basically what they're saying is if you're one person's playing Balatro and the other person wants to play your copy of a Ranger, they can do that.
yeah.
Maybe
Just
before
name
you
games,
couldn't
I don't
both
even
be.
know what the hell they are.
Maybe before you couldn't. If you were playing a Steam game, period, it wouldn't let them play.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I'm just saying. Maybe.
But
that
yeah,
was
but I'm
issue.
saying like the owners of Valve distinctly pointed out like they don't like the fact that like the other companies don't do it, and they want to put their foot in the door and say should be a thing. Why is it not a thing?
It says it's intended to contain your immediate family, that can up to 6 close family members each.
That was
member
it,
of a
was
Steam
6, yeah.
family. Yeah, will have their own save games and blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
Which depends on the game, because somebody was sharing the game, and then we saved the game and it overrode theirs.
Oh wow, you must have been on their account then.
I don't.
You had to have
I
been
don't
logged into their account.
Yeah.
Because like obviously, yeah, you had to have been logged into their
Yeah,
account
I'm not sure.
to make that happen. But I'm saying though, like when this first happened, I was hoping that PlayStation, like obviously Nintendo's doing their own thing with the sharing thing, but PlayStation and Xbox need to somehow follow suit with their digital media and able to share.
All right, I'm running late. I gotta go do some stuff for my mom. You know the deal, dude.
All right. But yeah. Anyway. But yeah, I think that's like a big thing. But I don't know.
Nintendo Switch 2 game key cards can be resold, borrowed, or rented. Nintendo's new game key cards are not tied to a specific account,
No, they're not.
allowing the resale of games. This is different from the current Switch system, where game codes are tied to a specific account and cannot be resold.
Because you have to load it onto the card, though. Once it's loaded onto the card, it's no longer tied to your system.
Oh,
Kind of thing. Yeah.
This is it's confusing.
Yeah.
This new thing that they're doing here.
Yeah. But it's a way to share games, though.
Yeah.
It's at least a system.
Game key cards are resellable.
Yeah.
Nintendo's new game key cards for the Switch 2 can be used on any console, meaning they can be borrowed, rented, or resold.
Yeah.
I wonder how you would. I guess there's places that still rent games. Not account bound, automatic download, different from current Switch systems. Implications for resale market. This change could lead to a more active used games market for the Switch 2.
Yes.
Like, do you even have to like meet them? Could you do it online, or is there like a physical card that you still have to buy from them?
Oh, I don't know. That's a good point. I didn't know the details on that. I thought you might have a physical. I thought the way it seemed like you have to buy a physical card to use.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
So, but I wasn't sure though.
Yeah, so that's where it's a little confusing.
Yeah, but
With that.
it's still something. It's something that PlayStation and Xbox are not doing.
Yeah.
Which it would be cool if you add someone on PSN Network and be like, oh hey, Oh, hey, you have that game? Yeah. Here you go. You want to play it? Just hit a button. Okay, they can play it now.
Yeah, and there are some games that come out like that escape game, where you're escaping from prison. A Way Out.
A Way Out.
It's called A Way Out.
Okay.
And it's also made by the people that do It Takes Two.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And basically, it's a multiplayer game,
Yeah.
2-player, where you're escaping from prison, and there's like you got a split screen and stuff, and
kind of like Split Fiction that just came out.
yeah, same people.
Yeah.
And you only need one copy of the game.
Oh,
In A Way Out, you only need one copy of the game, and you can play.
somebody else can play on the PSN network and play it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's kind of cool.
Or whatever system.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if those other games do that, but there are some other games out there that you only need one copy of the game to be able to do it.
That's cool. Okay, at least somebody's thinking of the accessibility for people. But yeah, I don't know. We will see the return to physical media or not. I don't know. It's still USB. The USBs on it though are still on the USB 2.0 though.
What, the USB-Cs?
Yeah, they're still only 2.0.
Really?
The ports are only 2.0 compatible. Yeah.
That's weird, seeing that it outputs to TV.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that's right in the spec. It's only 2.0.
Huh.
Yeah.
Or are you talking about the USB inputs on the dock?
On the dock.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
But still, though, I don't know. They should be updated by now.
Not the USB-Cs. The USB-Cs aren't.
No, yeah. I don't know. It's interesting. But anyway, that's the Switch. Obviously, I'm getting one. I'm not doing the pre-order. I'm going to go buy one probably. When it gets to stores, local stores, I'll go buy one.
When you can actually get one.
Oh yeah, at the local stores. I'm obviously going to buy the package one with Mario Kart.
Oh, yeah. Mario Kart.
Because it's only $50 more. And it's cheaper than buying the system and then buying Mario Kart separate.
Oh, yeah.
So
What I want to know is what this 007 thing is.
yeah, I know. I don't know.
They only showed like... I know,
That's it. They showed it. Like
the 007 project or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love them. Like, it ain't gonna happen. I know it ain't gonna happen. I'm not gonna like kid myself in that. But if they could come out with a game that could blow people's minds and cause as many people that loved GoldenEye a resurgence. GoldenEye was one of the biggest shooters of its time.
Like, they've tried to do like remasters or redos, and for some reason they just failed.
Yeah.
What they need is we need a
They
GoldenEye 007 Oblivion remake.
Well, no, they need to like hire people from like Raven Studios and stuff like that, Sledgehammer, to come in and like show them, okay, this is how, like, people that help making Call of Duties, these kind of games, or people that help or hire people from Tencent and Bluehole, and get them people like, this is how a modern shooter needs to work. Like, imagine like I'm sounding like grim now here. Imagine a battle royale where you land and you're a spy. You're a spy.
Yeah. So, a battle royale with you have your squad.
Yeah.
But it's a stealth game.
Yeah.
A stealth royale.
Yeah. Stealth. Yeah. And there's they could add NPCs to the map so that you get caught like not sneaking around while the game's over for you.
Yeah, I think that's something that they need to do to gives Battle Royale some freshness.
Yeah.
NPCs.
Yeah.
And not like how Fortnite does it, where you go to some location, or even PUBG where you go to
it's just one location, just randomly on the map, or randomly driving around.
Yeah, and I don't mean NPCs like bots. I want to know that they're NPCs.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's an NPC. If you kill him, you get an extra.
Yeah. No, be like, oh shit. Yeah. That's an NPC.
Yeah. Or like, or it be a part of a. You have Battle Royale, but you also have missions in your Battle Royale. So you're killing everybody else, but then you're like, oh, do this mission and kill the spy leader, you know.
Oh,
and you
yeah.
go kill the spy leader, and you get extra points and stuff like that, or however they do.
Well,
it.
yeah, no, and they could actually add, because it could be a perk. Like you go ahead and kill whoever. All of a sudden, you can get like a data sheet or a data upload to your device, and now you can see where other players might be, or where other players were last sighted.
And that's what they did in another battle royale that people don't like to play anymore. Warzone.
Oh, wait.
We always did little missions in between everything.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh, there was.
Yeah, we had to run and collect these things. There was also
I know you're talking about. Yeah. I know you're talking about. Yeah.
But I think they can expand on that.
Yeah. They need to expand a little more than that. Those are
that was other players. I'm thinking about get some NPCs in there where everybody's like, oh, derail the train, you know.
Yeah. But I don't know.
But you know what it's time for?
It's time for our sponsor.
It's time to check out the Dorkening Podcast Network. With over 30 podcasts that encompass everything from horror to video games to comic books, and so much more, you're bound to find the shows for your taste. Whether it be Nerds of Unusual Origin, That Strange Show, Retro Red Octopus, Splash Pages, Throwdown Thursday, The Horror Squad, Still Talking With, my God, man, I can't read all of these. So just feel free to play and experiment with the Dorkening Podcast Network. There are over 30 shows chock full of nerdy goodness to sink your ears into. And they're all available on Stitcher, iTunes, Spotify, and wherever fine podcasts are broadcast.
Greetings and shabibans. We are the Retro Redoctopus Cephala Podcast, a long-form bi-weekly show that celebrates all of those things that made growing up awesome.
Yeah, that sounds good, but I don't know what all those words mean.
I think what Parasite Steve is trying to say is that on Retro Redoctopus, we explore a range of retro goodness, from toys, video games, and movies, to cartoons, and even snacks and school lunches.
Oh.
And we do it all with a positive spin, a slew of killer guests, and some very adult language.
And you know what else is cool?
No.
This crazy show is part of the Dorkening Podcast Network with new episodes every Tentacle Tuesday.
What's that?
And if waiting 2 weeks for a new episode gives you a sad, know that we drop bonus episodes all the time, like the off-format Crow's Nest and an interview series we call The Brig.
You can listen to Retro Redoctopus on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or any app that's cool enough to carry the only show that celebrates all the things that make growing up awesome.
Or the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comic books, then Epic Tales from the Sewers is a podcast for you. We cover the comic books, video games, movies, cartoons, and anything else turtle related. We talk about the toys, we talk about the cereal, we talk about all the fun things about turtles that we love so much. So give a listen. You can find us on iTunes, Google Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more. Check out Epic Tales from the Sewers, part of the Epic Airways Podcast Network. Give a listen, dudes. Cowabunga is this podcast for you.
And we are back, everybody. So, before we get into movies and what's going on with the Oscars and what you need to become nominated on the Oscars, there's always criteria, but they've changed one criteria. Very interesting criteria, and we're going to get into it, and it's involving AI. But before that, what has we been watching? What have we been checking out? What has been going on? Anybody been assaulted watching the Minecraft movie?
That stuff is crazy.
Did you feel that were stabbed in work?
I heard about that. Yes, I did. Like, I understand they're having fun and all that, but come on. Like, the throwing of the popcorn and the soda and all that crap.
There was a Molotov cocktail, one of them.
Jesus. Grow up. One person had a chicken.
I didn't see the chicken.
The big one. It's all on video. They throw everything, soda, whatever. It's like they have like a fog machine in there and shit. And there's a guy on a guy's shoulders with a chicken going. Roo! Oh my god! And then the cops are called and they kick them all out. I'm like,
oh yeah.
Like, what is going on? Like, man, your parents are terrible.
Yeah. Oh my god.
But they're all like teenagers and stuff. But there is one theater that Jack Black actually showed up to.
Oh.
He came out with like a microphone and he's like, hey, make sure everybody stays seated and, don't cause a ruckus or throw popcorn or anything like that. But I have one thing to say or something like that. He's like, chicken jockey. And they're like, oh my God, it's him. And he runs around the front and he's got like a pickaxe. He's like, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So I thought that was pretty cool.
I guess, yeah.
But the freaking, man, I've never heard of such a thing. When's the last time you heard people doing crap like that?
Okay.
And the messes they're leaving is just ridiculous.
I used to go to a thing normally that did that. But we were organized. And we picked up after our mess. Or helped. There's a little movie. Just a little movie.
Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Yep. This was an annual thing. If you've never been to a Rocky Horror Picture Show experience, like, I don't even know if Gen Zers like have an idea what that is, or if it's still a thing going on.
I don't know, but they're trying to change what the millennials are called. Generation Goonies.
The Goons.
The Goonies.
The Goonies.
Yeah.
The Goons. Anyway.
But the kids now have a word. They use that word for something else.
Oh, no.
They call it gooning.
Oh, no. I don't even want to know.
What do you think?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. That's very disgusting.
The gooning.
I'm a gooner.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Anyway. But, yeah. Ugh. Anyway, so.
But, yeah, apparently the movie's okay.
Yeah.
Like, one of our co-workers said, it's definitely worth a watch. It was good. I'm like, all right.
Huh.
But yeah, the chicken jockey crap is just insane. Now they like literally pause the movie, shut it off, turn the lights on, come out. If anybody makes a mess and goes crazy, you're done. No refunds.
Yeah.
You get out. There was one where the cops came and said the same thing. I'm like, wow.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just the messes they leave is insane. Like, oh my, like I've seen some of there's shit everywhere.
You haven't been to a Rocky Horror Picture Show?
No, I have not. I will not, because I'm not a fan of it. But
people literally bring entire like fucking garbage bags full of shit they're going to throw. Okay?
Oh man,
it is a mess.
Jeez.
People usually have multiple rolls of toilet paper, like popcorn, like styrofoam balls. They have everything.
Yeah, but they took a giant soda and just threw it.
Yeah, that's just sticky. You don't do that. That's just silly.
What if it hit somebody in the head?
Well, that too. But I mean, you don't, because you're gonna have to clean it up. Well, they're not gonna have to. But you want something manageable.
Like, yeah, exactly. The cleaning thing. They're like, oh, it's their job. That's not their job to clean. Have to get a freaking cleaning company to come.
No,
like,
yeah, that is not their job.
There's cleaning stuff off the floor, and then there's just that.
Their job is just to sweep behind the seats, and that's it.
Yeah.
They're done.
Get the vacuum,
But
I've been watching The Rookie and all those shows, Will Trent and stuff like that, and then Daredevil.
Oh yeah, you said
it was good. It was good. It was gory too. Like it was brutal. It was Kingpin really killed someone there.
They're okay. Spoiler alert, people. Okay. For if you're fans of the Wheel of Time and you haven't watched the new season yet and you haven't watched the final episode,
Grimm is gonna hate.
This is the spoiler alert. Oh, I can picture Grimm. So in the final scene of the episode, I can picture Grimm, and it's funny because I don't know how he became this person. Okay, I don't. I was the one who turned him on to the Wheel of Time, and I'm not that person. Okay, but he turned into that person who would, if he saw this scene in the last episode, I can see him picking up his TV and throwing it out his window.
Oh no!
Just like,
oh jeez.
So yeah, because it's that polarizing.
What you said spoiler alert. You didn't say anything. It was a spoiler.
I didn't say anything was a spoiler. Well, I kind of hinted that it was a big change.
Okay.
Well, no. Okay, the spoiler is this. So, people that know who Mo Gideon is, one of the Forsaken, I think this is probably one of the most gory scenes for someone getting killed, even rivaling the Terrifier movies.
Oh, that's right.
She rips apart somebody by their interconnecting tissue of all their organs and then strings it up into each corner of the wall.
Ew.
Nice. It's pretty gory.
This ain't your Harry Potter.
No. And Mo Gideon's pretty crazy. Well, I don't know. She's not super crazy in the books, but they've taken her to a whole nother level on the friggin' show. Holy shit.
What do you think about the Star Wars announcements?
The Starfighter movie?
Yeah.
That looks, we have nothing, but it looks.
There's nothing. It sounds
but it looks cool.
Interesting, and it's not related to Star Wars or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, it is, but it is.
And there was the leaked, but I couldn't find any sources to look at it. The Mandalorian movie.
Yeah, they mentioned it.
They showed it, but
Mando and Grogu.
Yeah, they showed it at the event, but Disney is viciously, what I feel, posting it.
Yeah.
So,
and there's a lot of crap going on at Disney World for like the theme park and stuff. That stuff they've added, and what is it? Universal?
Yeah,
Epic or something. Holy crap! Their animatronics are next level. It's insane.
At least they closed that stupid fucking hotel.
Oh yeah. At Epic, they're doing How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah,
they have like this toothless dragon that moves, and you pet it and stuff. And then they have these little dragons that come out, and they're used by those Boston Dynamics dogs.
Oh yeah.
They just hop out.
Oh Jesus!
And they're animatronic too, but it's just so different. It's crazy. And then Nintendo Land, and they have Toad coming out now.
Oh. That's cool.
He dances.
I did watch something on Nintendo.
And that's a person too.
Because I remember Maria was like, "That's our next vacation, right? We're going to Japan, right?"
Oh, Japan, yeah. Well, there's a big thing going on in Japan now. Like, if you're a tourist, you have to pay more.
Yeah.
I just saw a thing on it yesterday where you don't get like you have to pay like everything up front. I don't remember.
That's not why though, because I follow multiple.
Well, it's over things like that Smollett guy. Or
yeah, I'm not a weeb.
Is that his name? Or?
Yeah, I forget his name.
No, that's the other guy.
But I'm not like a weeb. Yeah. But I have been fascinated with Japanese culture. Obviously, I guess I kind of.
I'm not a weeb.
I guess I'm kind of a weeb. Anyway, I have been fascinated with Japanese culture since I was very young, and I had very much plans to move to Japan and not coming back when I was 20. That never happened. That never happened. But I did have slight plans too because I was learning Japanese and everything else. But that never happened, and I've still never been to Japan, which I still want to go to Japan.
Yeah, and somebody ruined it because I would still like to go there and check out their store because
I've
mega malls they got there.
But I follow a lot of content creators in Japan, and the biggest reason is especially in which is one of the areas I can't go to, which I would love to be able to go to, but I can't because tourists ruined it. Yeah. Is the historic Kyoto part of Kyoto, the historic part of Kyoto, because that area they dress like all the buildings are still 100% as they were like hundreds of years ago. They haven't changed, and people still dress like they did back then, which is really cool.
Okay.
But tourists harass them, so eventually they closed it off to
the public or
for tourists, for foreigners. Tourists. So, which is annoying. It's like, why do you got to be an asshole? Why don't you just here? Okay, so I don't know if you know this about the Yakuza.
I guess you didn't need passports or visas to go there before either. No. Now you do.
Now you do. So I'm not sure how much you know about Yakuza.
They're a gang.
Okay.
They're bad.
They're bad. They're
taxes or whatever.
They're not all bad. It's a lot. It's a very complex answer. But the Yakuza are dying off. The average Yakuza right now is over 50 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're very, very much dying off because Japan has, for the most part, very much organized against crime like that, and is very much taking it down. Like, you can't get away with shit like that in Japan anymore. That's not a thing.
Okay.
They're not tolerating that kind of shit. But a very interesting fact is the biggest contributor to helping people during the Fukushima disaster
Okay.
was the Yakuza. Because they didn't have to go through any of the red tape to get the supplies and the resources to help people immediately. They just knew people. They were like, yeah, you get this, you get this, you get this. Boom, it was done. And these are Yakuza leaders that obviously you'll under them get shit done. They didn't want to lose a finger.
Yeah.
Like
You didn't help us.
where you go to the local government, well, you have to find this, sign this in triplicate, talk to this guy, talk to that guy, sign that in triplicate, where they just got shit done.
Well, it's like over here when they were trying to bring over, when there was the wildfires in California, people from other states were trying to come through, and they were like checking the fire trucks and like let them through.
Yeah,
it's like why is there the red
tape?
tape?
Why do we need the bureaucracy?
Yeah. It's stupid shit.
But yeah, so obviously that's the thing, and I really wish years ago, I would have pushed myself when I was 20 and went to Japan.
Yeah.
And stayed there a few years. Because my ideal plan was I was learning Japanese, and then everybody said, learn it to a point, then move to Japan for a little bit, and you will start learning it really fast at that point because you'll be talking to natives, and you'll start picking it up really fast.
Yeah. I forgot what I was going to say.
But yeah, that would have been cool. But obviously, when I turned 20, by the time I turned 20, things had changed very drastically in my life at that point, and I never ever ended up going to Japan or anything like that. But obviously, when I was really young, I had hopes to, but somehow it just went away. Maybe one day I'll actually go to Japan.
I'd just like to visit another country. I've never been out of the U.S.
Oh,
I've been to Canada, but I was like 4 years old.
Oh.
Other than that, that's it.
Yeah.
I haven't even been west. The furthest west is what? Tennessee.
Oh.
It's not that west. It's just south.
It's just south. Yeah, no, I've been down a few parts, a few different areas in Mexico. But yeah.
I wanted to go, but oh, that's just... I don't know how safe it is.
Nowadays, I don't know how safe it is. This is when I was like 10 years old.
Yeah. I always wanted to go to Maya.
Yeah.
And now they're saying the pyramids there could be power generators.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
They found these mercury tubs under there with conduits and shit.
There's no evidence for any of it.
Hey, they're finding it. They dug deeper.
They didn't dig. They're using a...
Well, the Mexico one they did.
Oh, they did actually dig?
That's they were showing images of it, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know about the pyramids.
The pyramid one, that thing, they're using technology that's super new. And a lot of people don't realize there are actually huge granite deposits and stuff, like in sandstone deposit, not granite, sandstone deposits and stuff that are underneath those pyramids, which they know they're there, and there are other areas. Those would have showed up on that radar, and they didn't. And they were like, they're missing something.
What's weird is the way they're showing what it looks like. They're making it look like it's a big open chamber underneath it.
No, they have
There's
no
a lot
idea.
of dirt there.
Look, you can look at the real like the images they got.
Yeah.
Okay, those images are super flawed. They're not even picking up the things that are actually there, which they know are there.
But
those are like, and then people, we put it through an AI generation. I don't know what AI generation came up with that, but they had know what they were doing.
There's funny. I saw some AI videos of like people walking through because it said they went down and they were walking through and they found all these things. I'm like, that's pretty cool and creepy, but what?
There's no evidence for it, and everybody out there, if you are one of the people that believe even 0.1% of any of this, it's not true. Okay.
Well, you can't say that.
There's absolutely zero evidence. There's nothing.
Yeah. Good thing Rib's here, because he'd be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
They collected zero data, and if you look at the background of the supposedly, they're not even archaeologists. The Italian people that found it, their backgrounds are very sketchy.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So yeah, I wouldn't exactly.
I'm waiting for AJ to do a video on it.
A lot of people have been asking him.
Oh yeah. Are you on his forum or whatever?
Yeah, a lot of people have asked him, and most he said he's like, yeah, maybe down the road, but they have a ton of projects they're working on right now, so he's like, not right at the moment, you can't put it on the docket. But yeah, maybe at some point soon. But there are a lot of very respectable archaeologists out there that have done videos on it. My favorite archaeologist, because he's local, Milo Rossi.
Speaking of local, you know who I watched a bunch of the videos by that guy that goes and explores like abandoned places.
Which one? There's a ton.
The one that did the place down the street, the nuclear power plant. Or
the
refinery.
Oh yeah, the guy in what's his name? From
Alan or
Andrew,
something.
Andrew or something. Yeah.
Yeah, he has a bunch. He went to a bunch of places. Like there's this abandoned, like this island.
Yeah, he didn't go there. He just flew his drone there.
Yeah, he flew his drone there and he got video from some other dude.
That did you wish to the part when he was making it?
He had to make how I did it.
He thought he was gonna have a heart attack, like his heart was pounding so badly.
What's funny is the new DJI Mini, the 4 Pro or something like that.
Yeah.
You get the Pro Plus and it's got 44-minute batteries or something like that.
Oh wow!
And so it wouldn't have been as scary. But yeah, he thought he lost it.
Yeah, but flying it over like was it like a quarter mile of water, all that way? Oh my god, I can't imagine.
Yeah, I can't even fly it without being able to see it with my eyes.
Yeah. Oh, that's just scary. Yeah, I don't know.
Like imagine you're a drone flyer for like a movie, and it's your first time doing it, and you're flying this $1 million drone like 2 miles away. I'd be like terrified.
Yeah. Oh. Anyway, so as we get into computers and AI, let's get into this topic. So the Oscars. The Oscars is a big thing. I usually watch the Oscars. Even though I know the Oscars are cool, but to me, I've noticed seems like the Oscars have a problem with sci-fi, and I don't know why. I don't get it. Sci-fi is some of the most creative movies and TV shows out there, but they just don't get as nominated as much, and I don't get why, because they are the most creative out of anybody.
Oh yeah.
Out of anybody, they are the most.
They like that weird awkward shit.
They
really
There's
do.
plenty of weird awkwardness in sci-fi.
Not like those what's his name movies there.
What, the poor whatever it was, the
Grand Budapest Motel and shit like that.
I don't know. Some of those movies are good, but like the one way I still have to watch. Everybody says is really good. Anatomy of a Fall. It's supposed to be really good.
No idea.
I need to watch that movie. But no, I can't say too much because I am a fan of the Criterion List. But still. But anyway, yeah. So Oscars. So the Oscars have officially announced they don't care if films use AI. It's not going to exclude you from being nominated, but it could exclude you in how you use AI in your film.
Well, like I understand if they use AI for like backgrounds and shit, but like for like acting and stuff, it's just like who gets the award, Oh, I typed that in really good, I keyed in that AI, I get the award, I get the Oscar. When the computer, or do you give the award to the computer that did it?
Well, no, it would be
or Grok. Does Grok or
because like it
Apple
does
Intelligence get
like okay, so it does take a lot to use AI. People think it's like easy.
Oh yeah, you gotta
like you're pushing a button. And I can give you an example because a friend of ours that we know, a local film studio. This is his days lately. He's been working on an AI project, okay, with film. He goes to the studio, spends all day there, goes home at like 4 or 5 in the morning, okay, goes to bed for like 4 hours, gets back up and does it again. And that's been his day every day for like a month now.
He must miss filming.
He's been doing some filming here and there. Obviously, he's doing that, but any other free time, that's why he's like there till like 5 in the morning. He's working on the AI project.
I would just love to just be able to go to a set just to watch them do it and see how everything works. I think that'd be so fun.
Yeah.
Just go into a filming location and watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, just be a fly on the wall.
Yeah.
I promise, man, we won't say a freaking thing. I'll bring the coffee.
I know you wouldn't care. He loves to talk about what he's doing.
Yeah, I just think it'd be really cool.
He loves talking.
Because like I'm really fascinated how the wireless shit works. Like with cameras, like the wireless monitors,
screens,
and the director things. And
I don't think he has any wireless
time code things.
He doesn't have any wireless screens. If you look in his production videos and
it's not even the wireless. It's just like they have the director's screen that what they watch. And
Yeah, but they're all
how the time code thing works. I don't know how that works. It's just pretty crazy.
So if you look at a lot of his production videos and stuff like that, and his like shots and stuff, all their screens are connected through cables. Like one,
yeah.
He has one like 8-foot HDMI cable. Like that's
8 foot. That ain't long.
Huh?
You mean 80 foot?
No, 8 foot. That's like the limit before you lose before you start losing signal. That's as long as you can get them.
Oh, no, I've seen. I don't know.
You'd have to add. You'd have to add a hub to power it for. But the long screen is like 8 feet. And if you look at, he'll have like one screen there, one screen on the camera, one screen over with the director. They're like everywhere.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Like all the stuff they got.
Yeah, because obviously the production assistant watching it, he's watching it. It's a lot. But the fact that they're going to add AI, and obviously I think for backgrounds, I think it's definitely could be for sci-fi things to generate scenes and stuff using AI, very complex scenes that would take years to build. Even with current CGI would take a long time to build. Using AI to build a good portion of that is a huge, save of time and resources. Like there's a lot of things you can do with AI, especially how realistic it's getting. Special effects being done by AI is a fairly good choice.
So is AI specialist the new job listing?
Well, yeah, because it does take a skill. It's a skill set.
To know how to like, how do they key in code? Do they just key in a description?
No, it's all about keywords, descriptions, generating a seed platform that will actually you can use on other ones. There's a lot more that goes into it than people think, because you literally have to tell that AI, like, okay, we're shooting this scene, and it has all the information, what cameras shoot and how they shoot, how lenses work. It has all that information, and you can tell it that. Be like, hey, I need this to look like a Canon CM10. I need whatever lens you want. It needs that frame. You can tell it all these things, and then once it builds the scene. You have to build a base, and then after you build that base, when that base is good and it works, you can grab the seed from that generation, from that AI, and go and plug that seed into future parts of the project, so it has the basis to work. It'd be like, okay, this is how it worked this out. I want you to use this and work this out with this.
Now, how long until they can make the AI work so like it looks right? Because there is still some things that are off about it. Like it's gotten a lot better in the last year?
Have you looked in the last month? Holy crap!
No, I haven't. I just know that like there's some things when I'm watching, like see things that they say are AI. It's like the hand's still a little bit off, or why is their nose extra long? Things like little things that. I think if it was put in a movie, you'd be like, oh, like when are they gonna? Is it gonna be like, okay, when they use the likeness of an actor in Tom Cruise, like, oh, this is Tom Cruise, and it actually looks like Tom Cruise.
Oh, it actually looks like Tom Cruise. I mean,
like, how far off are we?
Oh no, they're pretty much there right now. The deep fake technology is incredible right now.
Yeah. It's still it's more like what they have versus what we get. Like if you want to make a deep fake versus what the professionals get.
Well, no, you can get access to those tools right now.
Everybody can.
Yeah, you just have to pay money to use it. For instance, like when I was talking to Alec about this, like how I can do some crazy stuff on my own computer and I can generate a lot of stuff, but that's only pictures, because I don't have like the full server rack with like 5 epic CPUs and shit like that, which are running the video generation, because it takes so much more to generate video.
Okay, so it's not all done online. There's some kind of AI.
Well, no, all the video generation stuff is done online, because unless somebody literally has like their own personal like huge server room, they can pull off of the power.
I'm talking about these Hollywood movie studios.
Yeah, they're tapping into they're not, unless they're building their own like huge, like they're going to use the studios the systems that already have huge servers running with them.
So do they go there, or do they just go online?
They go online, like Runway and stuff like that. They just use them because they have the resources.
So are there AI things that are more expensive that work better?
The more you pay, the more resources you're able to pull from their system to use.
All right.
Because there's different subscription models, and the more you pay, the more you're going to able to kind of put weight on their servers to generate your AI. So, and that just makes sense. It's going to cost them more running those servers if you're using it, because it costs a lot, because it takes a lot of power to do it.
It's like Ray William Johnson. I think it's called like Leonardo or something. That AI.
There's Leonardo. Yeah,
He's sponsored by I don't remember, something AI. But yeah, he.
But there's a bunch of them out there.
I'm telling you, we got to make. There's so much we want to do. Fucking the Game Fucking Smash channel.
Yeah. We got
It's called Game Fucking Smash, and then
Game Fucking Smash,
and then the Tony Camper Says or whatever the hell it is with the freaking stories and AI. I think that'd be so freaking cool.
Yeah, no, that would be cool to do.
Yeah.
It would take some time to do, but we could do it though.
Yeah. But he could be there while he describes it. We're like, what about this? Does this remind you of anything?
And I can tell you, he has a crazy news story.
Oh yeah, boy.
He called me, I think it was on the way here, and I didn't answer the phone. He left me like a crazy voicemail about seeing something.
Oh no. Did he go fishing?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
But yeah, and I'm sure he's not lying. I'm sure he saw something. It would make for a good story.
The aliens are underwater. That's his story.
Yeah.
The aliens live underwater.
Yeah. So, but yeah.
Which means they're not aliens. They're from Earth.
Oh, yeah, they're from Earth. Well, I don't know. What was it? What Star Trek was it? Was that the first Star Trek?
Is that the one with the whale?
No, not that.
That was terrible.
No, I'm talking about the newer. No, I love that movie.
God,
Star Trek 4.
So bad.
I love Star Trek 4. Oh my God, that's like one of my go-to movies. That's one of my go-to. Oh
Jeez.
Man, the scenes with Spock.
That's one of my go-to movies when I want to sleep.
The scenes in that movie with Spock are so great. I love that. Just for Spock, I could watch all the scenes with Spock like over and over again.
Yeah. Well, speaking of aliens or not, just weird stuff, they had some kind of summit or something in the White House, said that they have teleportation and time travel technology.
I saw that and I was like, I don't think these sources have been vetted at all.
I could not find. I saw the video of the guy up on stage, but I can't find anything about it.
It's not real.
Yeah, it's AI.
You can't vet the sources if there's no links to where somebody can vet this and say, yeah, it really happened. No, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I was like, what?
We live in a world where a lot of people are scamming, unfortunately.
No, I don't know if it was a scam. I gotta look it up.
Maybe they might have like a small.
I saw a video. It wasn't people talking about it. It was the guy on stage saying it.
They could have like a random guy. He got approval to go on stage. Who knows who approved him? Yeah. And he's going on about gibberish. Yeah. Who knows? Yeah. It's like, holy crap!
Technology that nobody else has. Where'd they get it?
Our friend Mike could have somehow been invited. And
if it was him on stage, I'd be like, any day now.
Oh my God. Oh. I don't know what happened to him in his life, but something happened.
Yeah, he's still waiting for that money. I'm telling you.
He believes in every damn conspiracy there is possible.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna get that money. that Iraqi dinar, man. I have millions of it, and I'm gonna be rich when it goes to like $1.
Oh, and the med beds and everything else. I'm like,
yeah, that makes no sense. I tried finding any information. What do you mean you never heard of it? I went to his website. I used to follow up on whatever the website he reads his stuff from and gets his phone calls from. Oh my God, it's all scam.
Oh yeah, no, it is.
Holy crap! Like all these guys, like because they had recordings, they uploaded their recordings and stuff.
Oh Jesus!
And I was like, what am I? This is terrible. What is? Oh my God!
Well, yeah, they take advantage of people like him.
Oh yeah,
unfortunately.
Yeah. I don't even remember what it was.
And that's the sad part is because, and I was saying this to Tony Camper. The other day, I was like, when I was younger, I used to believe in aliens. I believed in ghosts. I believed in all that stuff. And as I got older and I dug into those people who wrote those articles, who wrote those books, I realized, wow, these people are grifters. They all are just grifters. That's all they're doing.
I don't understand how they can not feel guilty.
They're just grifters. And the more and more I saw it, and then the more I looked into it, I'm like, you know what? None of this stuff is actually real. There's never been evidence for it. There's nothing to fall back on for it. There's nobody that's been vetted. There's no scientific research to show this actually even slightly happened. And it's all just a lie. And all these people are just a bunch of scam artists. And it's true. They are.
Has it been proven?
That
what? A lot of them? Like you can't believe the TV shows, because the problem with the TV shows is that it's all about the money.
Yeah.
Like the funny thing, when those shows start,
yeah,
it's from their heart. By next season, we need to make something happen, because the first, like Ghost Hunters, the first season, it was always debunked.
So, fucking funny ass story, because I used to be, well, I kind of still am. I love reading about the occult and different religions. I still am into that. And my conversation, a friend of ours, Chris Finch, how me and Chris Finch met, randomly, this guy sits next to me because someone else told him I know a lot about demonology. Okay? Randomly sits next to me and he goes, I heard you know a lot about demonology. I was like, what?
That's a random ass thing to ask me.
I was like, what the fuck?
You should have rolled your eyes in the back of your head and went,
yeah. It's like, what? And I forget who he mentioned. He mentioned somebody. And I was like, okay, yeah. I was like, what do you need to know? He's like, well, could you help me out? He's like, I work for Taps, and I knew who Taps was at the time. Everybody knew who Taps. If you were from around, you knew who Taps were.
Yeah.
There were just two guys that were ghost hunters, had a few other people that work with them in work, right?
Yeah.
So, and I was like, oh, yeah, I know Taps. And he's like, oh, yeah, can you help me out? So I helped him out with, like, the thing. They were trying to research some house, whatever. I forget where. And he had something, and I helped him out, like, with something brief. It wasn't anything big. And then I remember a year later, like, him telling me, oh, the Discovery Channel is going to bring us on. And then he comes back. He was on vacation or something. He comes back, and he's like, he's like, I'm not supposed to tell this to anybody. He's like, but when they met with, when Jason stuff met with the head of Discovery, they said they want to reshoot. So this is when they started the reshoot, because he's like, we can't have anything dead in the air. We can't have you discovering nothing. You need to make something.
And that's when Chris left.
Yeah.
Or was kicked out. Or
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Because I'd met them. I met the guy, Jason.
Yeah, I've met them a few times.
He used to shop at the Coventry store.
Yeah.
So I saw him all the time.
Yeah.
I talked to him. Hey, man, how's it going?
Yeah. Yeah, I randomly saw him in a different place when I lived in work for years. But yeah, it's all been fake, guys. It's always been fake.
Yeah.
There's no real show out there. If you want to watch a real show, and granted, I know these guys have had some bad blood because of what they did. But the Ghost Files is decent.
Ghost Files?
The Ghost Files.
I don't know if I've seen that.
The reason why it's decent is because of Shane.
Okay, I don't know. I may have seen the game.
So obviously, it's Shane Madej and Ryan Bergara are the two head people that do the Ghost Files, and they go into supposedly haunted houses and try to find stuff or capture stuff, right? And Ryan always thinks he sees some because he's a believer in ghosts. But Shane Madej is a strict, like, no, ghosts are not real. And if we're going to get evidence, I want hard evidence, and I need it from multiple cameras. I need multiple sources and multiple audio forms. It needs to all be there. We need to have it happen multiple times using the scientific method to prove it. Okay? He's very stern with that. And they've never found anything, and they've never shown anything on any of their... And it's one of the most successful, like, YouTube shows there are out there.
Okay.
And they've never found anything.
I also, like... So there was these two... I think they were twins... That were that once in a while were on Ghost Hunters, but they were like they would go to them to ask them stuff.
Oh,
they were at Chris's wedding.
Oh,
and they're in. I think they at that. I don't know if it still exists, but it was called Near, the Ghost Star Near.
Oh,
New England.
Yeah.
And I believe them. They were like. I think he was like a.
But okay.
College professor. He was like a professor of it or whatever.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But this is the problem. Human mind is very susceptible to perception. Okay, and to suggestion. Okay, that's the big problem. I'm not going to believe somebody say that they saw a ghost if they say they believe in ghosts. I'm not going to believe you.
Oh yeah.
I'm just not.
That's like when you listen to the thing and people put the words in.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I want to know what you heard. Not
no,
what
just show me the audio. Don't say what it said, and then ask me what do you think you heard?
Yeah.
And if I say gibberish, it's gibberish.
Yeah.
What you think you heard, you suggested to yourself, or someone else suggested to you.
Yeah.
Because that's how you hear it.
And if you want to show what they heard, show it later. Yeah. Like, show it 15 times. Like, what is it saying? And then go, okay, this is what we think it says.
Because this is one crazy thing, and because they're doing more research on how the brain works. on how we perceive reality, and the one thing they've found is you actually don't see reality.
Okay.
No, it's true. So your brain gives you a sense, gives you what reality is. Okay, it gives you that image. It takes in all the information and it gives you all the image. That's why there's sometimes, especially if you're like really tired or you're a little tipsy, you'll see random things in places where they wouldn't normally be, but at some point in that day they moved, but your brain still has that memory of it being there and it puts it there, showing that your image you're seeing of reality is a playback.
Can I change my reality? So I'm not at work.
Well, it's like a fraction of a second of a playback, but it's there. It's an actual playback, which is crazy. Which is why PTSD victims are the way they are, because they're not joking. They actually do see themselves in a war scenario where they have to survive. They're not that's what they're seeing, because that's what their brain is showing them. And with that information, they're going to be able to actually treat PTSD a little better, which is really cool. So yeah, that alone, us knowing that our mind is pumping what we think reality is. If someone suggests to you next to you, if you're walking through a haunted house and all of a sudden they freak out and they say they saw something, even though it was probably a bug, now your mind is going to go, oh, there's a ghost, and you might actually see something because your brain is telling you with that.
Oh, okay.
So
that makes it really difficult, though.
But that's why you need, like, if you want to really like research a house that's haunted, hook up like 20 cameras in that house, like 4 in every room, multiple mics in every room, and let it stay there for 6 months straight. And don't touch it. And have rotating teams coming in and out, researching the data, and find connections and clues and connecting it and see if there's anything, because you're most likely not going to find nothing. Because you can't trust the human brain.
Still makes it difficult to prove anything, even if they found something.
Well, no, you have to use a scientific method. That's why the scientific method works, because you have to do the same thing over and over again. And just like this podcast, we do it over and over again, although we missed a few weeks. We're sorry about that. And we'll be back in 2 weeks, hopefully. Remember to check out youtube.com/TechPrimeMedia. And if you're going to PAX on the 8th, we will be there. If you're a fan, just say hi if you see us. Yeah,
and send us a message if you want to meet up.
Yeah, at PAX on the 8th, Thursday.
Yeah,
we will see you there.
So for the latest and greatest in gaming and tech, Tech Prime Media. We will see you next time. Hopefully sooner than later.
Yeah.